time. Could you imagine a place where you can change mixology and change of state come together? This is my sensory lab, a place where you could play with solid and gas to make a liquid experience. Let me introduce for you the first cocktail, the hot one. It is a punch-style cocktail, and it is called Jupiter, made with the help of sublimation, evaporation, and liquefaction. I'm gonna grind the coffee for you, and I'll be back soon. The coffee I chose is Tabi from Finca Las Flores. It is located at 1,600 meters above the sea level in southwest of Colombia, Huila region. And I chose this coffee for the process. After 60 hours of anaerobic fermentation resulting in fruity flavor, a gas, the nitrogen, is used to highlight the freshness that you'll find at the end of my cocktail. My recipe for today is 16 grams of coffee and 180 grams of water at 92 degrees with 110 ppm to have the best extraction of flavor. And I'm using the switch, letting the coffee infuse for 2 minutes and 15 to have the best extraction of body and mouthfeel. And now, let me start for prepare for you the cocktail with sublimation. Here I have 5 grams of dehydrated mango made with freeze-dry technique, which is a sublimation of water. And I add 50 grams of hot water at 90 degrees to create a hot smoothie for you. And welcome in my lab. I will add 10 mils to create a new flavor of peach. And now, let's move with evaporation. Here we have a Lustau, a sherry, produced in 1990 in Portugal with muscatel grapes and Solera method, which consists in the passage from the liquid evaporation from one barrel to the other one. And in my cocktail, I add 20 mils to create a new flavor of candied orange. And now, with the liquefaction, I add 20 mils of Gardeum, which is a liquor made in Spain with infusion of water, sugar, alcohol, and some botanicals that has the best blooming thanks to the sea breeze that comes from the north and the liquefaction. And in my cocktail, creates and balance a new flavor of violet. Like every punch cocktail style, I need 10 mils of spirits. I need a vodka. This vodka is distilled in Italy with Tuscany grain, and I add 10 mils to prolong the aftertaste. And 30 mils of coffee cordial, made with infusion in ratio 3:1 of the same coffee, sugar, water, and citric solution to balance the sweetness and the acidity. And after 2 minutes and 15, my coffee will be ready. And I open the vault and pass through this device designed by me. At the first step, I fix the floral compound. At the second step, thanks to aeration, according with my study at University of Camerino, I fix the floral and fruity note that you'll find in my cocktail. And I'm gonna add for you 130 grams of coffee. I serve this cocktail at warm temperature, at 45 degrees Celsius. At this particular temperature, your tasty buds are more responsive, but also because I could balance in a better way the acidity with the sweetness to create the fruity flavor. It is a cocktail to serve at the first cocktail, at the first course in my coffee shop in the late afternoon, like every punch cocktail style. Maybe pair it with a piece of cake, and you could find flavor of candied orange, white peach, lavender, and ripe pineapple, and a long aftertaste that reminds me mint. Medium to high body, and velvety mouthfeel. And now, like Jupiter, the planet made with gas, please enjoy and take a sip from this part of the cup. Please take a sip from this part of the cup. Please enjoy. Are you ready? Okay, let's move on the second court. I'm preparing the espresso with another variety, Algae Bourbon, from Finca El Diviso. It is located at 1,500 meters above the sea level in southwest of Colombia, Huila region, close to Las Flores. I chose this coffee for the process. After 40 hours of anaerobic fermentation, the water, a liquid, is added for a thermal shock, resulting in fruity flavor that you find in my cocktail. My recipe is 20 grams in and 50 grams out to have the best extraction of flavor. And I cool it down immediately with the hyper chiller, avoiding the dilution. And let me introduce the second cocktail. It is called Energy, like the energy that the molecules need to the change of state. And it is made with the help of fusion, solidification, and frost. And I add 10 mils of liquid butter, just prepared, to improve your tactile experience. But after shaking, I remove it to have a fast fat washing. And now, fusion and solidification. I add 20 mils of cherry syrup and liquid nitrogen to create a typical Italian granita. In this way, I could control the temperature of the cocktail, but also create a new flavor of rose. And now, the frosting. I'm really proud to show you my project with Nosiola grapes and frost. The frost arrived in October, and the Nosiola grapes are dried until the sweetness is alive. And this vermouth is distilled by me and by Master Distillery Igor, with Nosiola grapes, Vinsanto, and the same coffee that I use for the espresso. And I add 20 mils to create a new flavor of blueberry. 10 mils of this scared banana peel rum. It is made with infusion of banana peel and rum for 30 days, resulting in papaya note. Like every after-dinner cocktail, I need the spirits bar. And I add 10 mils of the same vodka, distilled 3 times in Italy with Italian grapes in Tuscany to prolong the aftertaste. And 30 mils of coffee cordial, made with infusion of the same coffee, citric solution, and sugar for in ratio 3:1, and 50 grams of coffee for sure. And I'm gonna shake it with an ice cube made with 60 grams of water. And I shake it 7 seconds to serve you at the temperature of 10 degrees Celsius. At this particular temperature, I will highlight the body and the mouthfeel, but also the floral note that turns in fruity flavor. Balancing the sweetness with the acidity. It is a cocktail to serve at the last course in my tasting menu, because it's an after-dinner cocktail, thanks to the alcoholic part and the flavor that you'll find in it. Maybe shared and paired with a chocolate truffle, and you will find flavor of rose, blueberry, ripe papaya, and apricot. A hint of jasmine and a long aftertaste that reminds me wild strawberry, medium to high body, and velvety mouthfeel. So I'm really proud to show you this cocktail called Energy, because in the mixology, like in the change of state, the energy cannot be created and cannot be eliminated, but just transformed, like in the life. Thank you very much. Enjoy. Thank you very much. Enjoy. And time.
Applauses for Andrea Villa.